What's up, Pan Dudes? Peter von Panda here. Hey, every time that I have an opportunity to look at a Shinola, is a good day. So, just brand new to the Von Panda household is a brand new Shinola watch, literally brand new. This one is called the Shinola Rambler, unveiled at Baselworld, and this is going to be an unboxing and first look at the Rambler. Cool. As you can see, this one is the blue one. It comes in 5 different versions, and it comes with all the looks like all the accoutrements of all the watches. The box for the booklets and everything is up here. The watch pouch is actually kind of this burnt orange. Looks a little red in the video, but it's really yeah, it's kind of like a a rusty orange color, which is cool. Looks like your manual and your Shinola book, so won't go into all that. The leather balm here, and here is the watch itself. So, like I said, it comes in a few different varieties or variations. I think 5 to be exact. This one is the blue. It comes with this tan leather watch band, 22 millimeters tapering, and Hadley Roma band. 44 millimeter wide case, not including the crown. This one is in the brushed stainless steel, which I absolutely dig. You know, brushed stainless steel tends to look a little more casual, sporty, and also tends to hide wear a little better than polished. I do love polished watches when they, for formal wear, they look absolutely fantastic. But this one is super cool, and I love the kind of the casual adventurer look. So the Rambler is, I believe, a reference to the Nash Rambler, the entry level do anything, go anywhere kind of car. And you might say, well, what does a car have to do with the new Shinola watch? And the reality is that the Rambler meant you could travel, had some freedom, and this watch is also a traveler's watch, and the reason there is right on the middle of the dial where it says GMT, and so this is a dual time zone watch. If you've seen some of my other videos, I love GMT watches. I have a number of them. They are super cool for me. They are kind of the original app on the original iPhone. You know, it's kind of, watch always told you time, but a watch that could tell you 2 times was even better. You know, and I actually just liked them for the beauty. I don't use the GMT function very much, but they are just cool. They add more information to the dial. I like busy dials, you know, to each his own, but that's cool. So if you're a traveler, if you like to travel, if you have people in other time zones that you need to talk to, a GMT watch is probably the right thing for you. So let me just tell you, and let's take a look at how the watch works. Let me just take another look at the physical attributes of this watch. You know, there is a coin edge to the outer bezel, does move both directions, bidirectional bezel, and it is solid, man. It takes a little pressure to kind of move at each click, but there's no wiggle once you get it into its next slot. There's absolutely no wiggle. It's solid. It's got that real, you can barely hear that faint low pitch click. As you know, every Shinola watch is just a dense, solid piece of engineering and craftsmanship. The outer bezel here, which is in blue, has a slight metallic navy blue finish to it. The face, which is a matching navy blue, is more of a matte finish there, and just really cool. The case outside of the dial and the bezel is kind of more of that larger, flatter brakeman style, although it's not a variation on the brakeman case. But what's really cool here is they have kind of machined out the lugs with some negative space in here to kind of give those lugs more of a clamp or claw-like feel. They look like they're kind of reaching in and holding on to the wide part of the band here. It's really cool. From the pictures, it doesn't really tell you much, but I can tell you in person what it does is it gives the watch a nice broad feel, but then kind of hollows out the inside and gives it a little more sleek look. So really cool. To me, it looks like a mountain climbing carabiner. You know, those aluminum or steel or stainless steel loops that you use for climbing. Just a beautiful, beautiful watch. You know, for me, I love blue. I love the dark blue of the face and dial contrasted with the light color in the band. You know, it's casual, but it looks like a utilitarian field watch, a form follow function type of watch, but it still is a really classy design, kind of like a burger boat or something. It just is a really nice mesh of contrasting colors. So let's talk about the operation of the watch. Oh, no, let me just say one thing here. Very thick crystal, pops out, hovers above, or sticks out from the bezel quite a bit, and then the magnifying crystal also sticks out on top of that too. So stainless steel crown here with the lightning bolt, looks like enameled, engraved and enameled in there. Screw down crown, I'm going to unscrew it there. Pops out to the first position. So a little lesson, every GMT movement is a little different. This one is the new Argonite 515.24, reference to 24 hours. I'm going to pull it out to the first position here. Let's see what it does. So I'm rotating it clockwise, and first position clockwise changes the date. Now in the first position, counterclockwise moves the GMT hand. What's cool about that GMT hand is that the arm of it is actually dial colored as well, and the pointer is the Shinola orange. That's pretty cool because as I'm moving it around, it actually, you know, it's probably not super obvious, but as you kind of lose the shadow, it looks like the orange triangle is kind of floating on the dial. And anything in any kind of light that isn't perfect, it actually looks like that triangle is floating on the dial face, kind of like mid-2000s Mercedes-Benz speedometer indicators that kind of floated around the edge. But so that's cool. I do that for demonstration purposes. I think it's a cool, thoughtful design element, and I've noticed that the arm on those hands on all of the Rambler watches are dial colored. So it just kind of helps keep you know, your at a glance to tell time focused on the main hands, and that GMT hand is kind of a little more subtle and doesn't necessarily take away from the focus of the main functionality of the watch. So first position, clockwise adjust the date, counterclockwise adjust the GMT hand. So second position, if I pull it out here again, will just adjust the regular time hand. Looks like hacking seconds. And so what you're going to do, and one of the things, and if you're not familiar with GMT watches, the way they work is because there's only one hand for that second time zone, it moves half as fast as your hour hand. So it tells you the time in one revolution of the dial. So unlike your regular hour hand, which goes around once for AM and once around for PM, what ends up happening is from the 12 o'clock to the 6 o'clock, this is the 12 hours of the second time zone in the AM, and everything from 6 p.m. to back to noon is the PM times, okay? So this may sound a little complex, but I'm going to show you how it works. So first thing is, you'll notice as I'm setting my local time, the GMT hand is moving, and it's moving half as fast. So what I think you're going to have to do, let's say it's 10:10, or the ubiquitous 10:10 here locally, I would go here and set my local time to 10:10, framing out the Shinola logo very nicely. Then I would go back, push it back in one stop, rotate counterclockwise to adjust my GMT time to my other time zone. Now I'm in the Midwest, so I'm on Central Time. Let's say I have a friend in LA and it's not 10:10 there, it would be 2 hours earlier, it would be 8:10. So what I would do is I would go ahead and set this to 8:10. Now you're saying, Pete, why did you move it to 4 o'clock? Well, again, it only moves half as fast, so the numbers represent twice as much time. The beautiful thing here is on this outer bezel, they have gone ahead and done a 24-hour marking for you. So you would really use this outer bezel to tell time in the second time zone. So the 1 o'clock position is actually 2 o'clock there, 3 o'clock is 6 o'clock. Now I have said it's 8 o'clock in LA, so I've moved it here to the 4, which is actually 8. So you would read it with these numbers out there. It's a nice feature. Not every GMT watch does that that kind of thing, but it's just kind of a tip. You can use this outer bezel to tell the time there. So you would set it, about 8:10. Now, the interesting thing about telling time with one hand on 24-hour markings around on a single dial, it's not usually that precise. It's hard to say that is 8:10. So what you would really do is use your local minute hand to get kind of that exact partial hour time. So you would say, well, it's 10:10 where I'm at, or 10:11 in this case. What time is it in California? Well, it's probably 8:11. All right. So that probably makes it actually sound more complex than it is. It's not that bad. If you're really using the GMT function, you'll get used to it very quickly. If you're like me, I just love GMT movements. I just love looking at them. They're beautiful. And I appreciate the engineering. I don't really use the second time zone much. So I just have it there, look on my ball watch. I've never set the GMT time or my ball of Richard Branson. But the nice thing is it's there. You can use it if you're a traveler, if you work with people in other time zones. This watch is for you. All right. So then to set it, you just push all the way back in, tighten the crown down. Don't over tighten it. Give it a nice little twist at the end, but like I said, don't over tighten it. It's going to be water resistant, 100 meters, I believe. Yeah, something like that. And that's pretty much it. There's not a lot to it. I mean, that's kind of what you need to set your time and the other time. Now, the cool thing about this watch is it has kind of that diver style and field style. It's kind of a little bit of all of it all in one. And I can tell you right now that there is super luminova on all of the critical parts of this watch. So I have had it out here in this little spotlight for a little while, but I can tell you they're already glowing. So it might be a little hard to see here, but the hands have super luminova. The hour markers are glowing as well. And the pip at the top on the bezel is glow in the dark as well. So maybe a little hard to see there, but at a glance, you'd be able to use this even at night, which is really kind of important with field watches. There is no luminescence on the GMT hand, so if you're trying to tell that second time zone in the pitch black, you're kind of SOL. But, beautiful. I love this soft padded leather. The side stitching is a matching color. Brushed stainless steel buckle to the that hidden Shinola lightning bolt there. Just a great looking watch, formal yet sporty, splits difference a lot. Let me not rob you because sometimes I forget and people get a little antsy about it, but I'll give you a little wrist shot. I have a dress shirt on right now, and the beautiful thing about this watch is that I think it'll go with everything. Denim, dress shirts, whatever you might want. This is actually a pretty nice dress shirt with contrasting inner color. And you know what? This watch looks absolutely perfect with this shirt. It would look great with a more casual shirt, plaid. I have about a 7.5-inch wrist. The 44 millimeter here is actually the perfect size in my opinion. For the guys that like oversized watches, you probably won't go much smaller than a 44. You probably won't go any smaller than a 44 if you're like me. But the nice thing is these lugs add a lot of kind of visual mass and some weight to the watch. So even though it's a 44 millimeter, which is a fairly modest size watch in my opinion, it feels and looks a little bigger. But the nice thing is, because you're not adding bulk horizontally here, you still have nice control over the wrist. You don't have a long crown or a big crown that's banging into your wrist. And so if you like smaller watches, you kind of get the benefit of like a large, bold, unapologetic watch, but you don't have that long side-to-side real estate that you have to deal with. So I think just a great looking watch. I love blue dials. We don't have enough watches with blue dials, but sometimes blue watches tend to be all blue, and the band, they come with blue rubber bands. Not that I don't like those, but this one is just, kind of is a watch for all occasions. Kind of that modern, trendy diver style, but, for work or play all around great watch. So about $750 from Shinola. We love the Shinolans from Detroit. Great company making really great stuff. They are just pumping out lots of beautiful, beautiful designs. I wish I had them all. Go check out their website and see what else they're doing. But check out the Rambler. I think it's a watch that you'll really like, and I'm super excited they have the GMT movement. So Peter Von Panda for the 44mm Rambler watch from Shinola. Out.